Now that we have the rotation and direction management processes taken care of, it's time to handle the condition or the situation where someone presses the up arrow key to move forward. To do that, we're going to need a new method to handle the direction. So we'll create a new method and we'll call it move in direction. And instead of rotating in the first-person navigation method, we'll create a new rule that will simply call upon this move in direction method when the up arrow key is pressed. So when the up arrow key is pressed, we will make a message to ourselves that is within this agent to move in direction. And all we'll do this in this method is to test the condition or the value of the direction attribute. So I will say direction in the variable field. If the direction is equal to 0, then we will move up. That is, move towards north in our little arena. I'm going to duplicate this 3 times to handle the other directions. If the direction is 90, remember 90 is to the west, rotating counterclockwise, I will move to the left. And if the direction is 180, I will move down. And finally, if the direction is 270, I will move to the right. And now we can go ahead and test this. So I will make sure my agent is selected. I'll click play, go to first person. Now I'm going to press the up arrow key and I move forward. I'll now press the left arrow key and I move to the left, and I press the forward key and I move in the direction I'm facing. I'll press the left arrow key, I'm now facing south, and now I will press the up arrow key and move in that direction. Finally, I'll press the left arrow key again and move and face east, and now I'll move east. Again, I press the left arrow key and now I'm facing north, and I move north. So what we've done is we've handled all of the movement and rotation for first person. We still have a few things to do to complete the synchronization of movement in first person with the movement in the bird's eye view. Let me reset this and take a look at how we can see what's going on. If I double click on an agent, I bring up what's called an attribute window. And you notice there are no attributes defined here. Let me go to first person. And now when I press the right arrow key, you'll notice that there's now a new attribute defined called direction, and its value is 270. If I press the left arrow key, I'm back, the forward key, I go forward, or if I press the left arrow key, I'm back to north, I go forward, I press the left arrow key, I'm now facing west, left arrow key, south, go forward, down arrow key, I'm back to north. So we can see how the direction is being managed at the same time we're doing the rotation. Let me go ahead and reset. Now let's see what happens if I operate in not first person. So remember, those rules still exist. If I'm not in first person mode, I have the same types of things. I do the rotation, we saw that before, and I do movement. So let's go ahead and I will press the up arrow key, left arrow key, down arrow. We don't see the direction being managed. So now I'm facing east. Now if I were to go to first person, my direction is undefined. It turns out AgentCubes, if you reference an attribute that hasn't been defined before, AgentCubes will define it and set it to 0. So let's see what happens if I go to first person. I'm facing east. I'm going to press the up arrow key, and you notice that I moved what's to the left, which is north, because AgentCubes basically defined that variable to be 0 because it hadn't been set before. So we need to synchronize the management of the direction in first person mode and in bird's eye view mode, and we'll take care of that next. Let me go ahead and close this window, stop, and reset.